Hey, it's Thomas11 with my top 10 favorite locations in Xenoblade Chronicles 1. I did something similar to this a few years ago, where I went over my favorite viewpoints in each Xenoblade game, except for X, because that's too hard to record. But this time, I'm making it more organized, doing an actual top 10, and only counting named locations. So I'm not going to be going in order of least favorite to favorite with this top 10. Instead, I'm just going to be going in order of the regions because picking which ones are better than the others would be way too hard. So for the first one, we have Outlook Park in Colony 9. So this is a really simple but cozy location. I also recreated Outlook Park in Animal Crossing because it was one of my favorite locations. Well, one of my favorite locations, and simple enough that I could actually recreate it in Animal Crossing. So I like this because of just the simple, cozy look of the park itself and the view of the colony. So on to number 2. My next favorite location is Believer's Paradise by Honest Leg because of the massive view overlook you get of the whole rest of the leg. Just really love the viewpoint of this. And I'll give an honorable mention to Gower Plains because just a very iconic area, but not enough to count it among the top 10. Number 3 is the Splintered Path, Colony 6. This is just a cool little area with all these, well, literally splintered paths. But the thing that really makes this one of my favorite areas is both the viewpoint of the Mechonis from here and the view of Colony 9. I just love how you can look down at Colony 9 from here. That's pretty much it for why this is one of my top 10 favorite areas. Mainly just that view of Colony 9. It's such a cool detail to be able to look down at another region. Next favorite location is the Statue Summit, Satoru Marsh. This one was a bit harder to pick out because there's so many great spots in Satoru Marsh, but I think this one is probably the best of them because of the high view you get looking down at the area. Just absolutely love the aesthetic of Satoru Marsh with all the glowing ether trees. A lot of these favorite locations are going to be high points to look down at the wide areas because I just love being able to look down over everything. Gives a much bigger sense of scale when you can see everything like this. Number 5 is the Divine Sanctuary and Great Machna Falls. This is just an amazing view. The one thing I don't like so much about Machna is just how muddy the water looks. I mean, it makes sense, but it would just look even better if the water was a bit more blue or clear. or even more greenish to fit with the forest. Just don't like the muddy look of the water. But still an absolutely amazing area with the view of the falls. Another one in Machna, the Sparkling Pool secret area. Now this is the water I like to see. This is nice water. You got really cool waterfalls here, lots of greenery. The purple ether mist giving even more of a nice aesthetic to it. If I really had to pick a top 3 out of this top 10, this one would definitely be in it. I cannot pick a absolute favorite because that's just too hard, but this would definitely be top 3 out of this top 10. Just because this is some of the nicest looking water in the game. And overall, such a cool little area. This would be another top 3, Latte El Shore RFC. This is another location that I recreated in Animal Crossing because it was doable and just such a cool location. I've also recently updated the RFC recreation in Animal Crossing, so I'll be showing that off again eventually. It's a new updated Animal Crossing RFC. Really like the shore here and just the view of everything around RFC. It's a very open area where you can see everything from almost every location. Next up, this one is a tie between Sultnar Seal Island and Katoral Seal Island, because from either one of them you can get a really good view of RFC from above. Alchemoth looks great from here. All the glowing ether over the water. Which is a very good viewpoint of most of RFC from here. And again, this is tied between both the Seal Islands, since from either one of them you can see a lot. You get similar views from both. Number 9 is Befelgar Pedestal Valak Mountain. So this one's a tie, sort of, between this and Kana Peak, both areas that you have to get viewpoints from for a quest. Both really amazing views, but I tend to pick this one as the better view, just because you get to see down more. Since you're at basically the top of Valak Mountain looking down from here. But yeah, this one's kind of a tie between Befelgar Pedestal and Kana Peak. And finally, number 10. This one's kind of cheating. My favorite location here is the Central Lift. Because you get a view of basically the entire Central Factory by going on this lift. From the bottom, you can see all this stuff down there. And up there. And then by going on the lift, you get a huge view of everything on the lower side. Aesthetically, this is one of my favorite locations favorite regions in the game. Just really love the Star Wars droid factory look of everything. I'm sure that was intentional that they made it look like the Star Wars droid factory, since Star Wars has always had a notable influence on the Xeno series. So yeah, this last one, bit of a cheat to pick the central lift because it moves. But that's it for my top 10 favorite locations in Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Also, honorable mention to the 7-stage cloister in Agniratha. I was going to include that. I wasn't sure which one to include it over, though. But I didn't have it available on a file at the moment, so I couldn't actually go to it for the video. So I decided to just give it an honorable mention. Not really sure which one I would pick it over to place in the top 10, though. So if you watched the end, comment Blossom Dance down below. And I'll be doing this again for Xenoblade 2 and Torna as well. Maybe Future Connected, but I'm not sure if there's really enough locations to warrant it in Future Connected. Maybe I'd do a top 5 for Future Connected instead. So, see you next time.